My uncle told me Grandma didn't want to see me anymore because I reminded her of my dead father. I believed him for 4 years. Then I got a wedding invitation addressed to someone who supposedly forgot I existed. I was 19 when Dad died. Car accident on Highway 7. Uncle Ray moved in with Grandma a month later to help her cope. Said she was too fragile to handle visitors and needed space from painful reminders. That meant me, apparently. Dad's only son. The first few months, I tried calling every Sunday. Ray always answered. Grandma's resting. She's at the doctor. She's having a hard day and can't talk right now. I'd ask him to have her call me back when she felt better. She never did. I sent cards on her birthday, Christmas, Easter, never got responses. I figured she was drowning in grief and just couldn't handle reaching out. Ray kept saying she needed more time, that seeing me would only make things worse for her. By year 2, I'd mostly given up. I'd text Ray asking if I could visit for Thanksgiving or Christmas. He'd respond hours later saying Grandma wanted a quiet holiday. Maybe we could try next month. Next month never came. When I pushed harder, he'd say I was being selfish and not respecting her healing process. I started wondering if I was the problem. Maybe I really did look too much like Dad. Maybe my voice sounded like his and it broke her heart. So I stopped trying as much. Birthdays got missed. Holidays came and went. I told myself I was doing the right thing by giving her space. My friend said it was weird that Ray was always the gatekeeper, that grandparents don't usually cut off grandkids completely, but I defended him, said he was protecting her, doing what she needed. I convinced myself he was a good son taking care of his mother. Last month I came home from work and found a thick cream envelope in my mailbox. Fancy paper, handwritten address and elegant script. I opened it and pulled out a wedding invitation. My cousin Stephanie, Ray's daughter, was getting married. The ceremony was at Grandma's house in her garden. RSVP to Grandma's phone number by the end of the month. I stared at that invitation for 20 minutes. Grandma was hosting a wedding. Stephanie had been at Grandma's house enough to plan an entire ceremony there, but I hadn't been allowed to visit in 4 years because I was too painful a reminder. Something felt wrong. Really wrong. I pulled out my phone and dialed the number on the invitation. My hands were shaking. I half expected Ray to answer like always. Grandma picked up on the second ring. Hello? Her voice sounded strong, clear, healthy, not at all like someone too fragile to see her grandson. I couldn't speak at first. Then I managed to say it was me. There was a pause. Then she gasped. Is this really my grandson? Oh, sweetheart, I've been trying to reach you for years. Where have you been? My stomach dropped straight through the floor. Trying to reach me? What did she mean? She said she'd called my old phone number dozens of times over the past 4 years, but it was disconnected. She'd sent letters to my old apartment that all came back marked return to sender. She'd asked Ray constantly if he'd heard from me, and he always said no, that I was busy living my life and had moved on. I gave her my actual current phone number, the one Ray definitely had, the one I'd texted him from hundreds of times. Grandma went completely silent. Then she told me to come over to her house immediately, right now. Don't call first, just come. I drove the 40 minutes in a daze. When I pulled up, I could see Ray's truck in the driveway. I walked in without knocking. Grandma was sitting in the living room with Ray standing across from her. Her face was stone cold. His was bright red. She'd already confronted him about the disconnected number story before I arrived, made him explain why my current number showed up as disconnected in her phone. He'd tried to say it was a misunderstanding, that he must have written it down wrong, but Grandma had already figured it out. She'd gone through her contacts and found my name listed with a number she didn't recognize. She'd called it while Ray was standing there and reached some stranger. Then she'd called the number from the invitation RSVP and gotten me. Ray had changed my contact information in her phone to a burner number he controlled. He'd been intercepting my calls for years, pretending to be me sometimes, telling her I was fine and just busy. He threw out every letter and card I sent before Grandma saw them. Told her I'd moved away and didn't want contact with family anymore. He needed her isolated because he'd been using her credit cards to pay for Stephanie's wedding. He'd been paying his mortgage with Grandma's savings account, transferring thousands every month. He'd been hiding all the bank statements, telling Grandma everything was fine, and he was managing her finances. Grandma handed him an envelope from the table. Eviction notice, 30 days to get out of her house. Ray tried to argue, started saying she was confused and didn't understand what she was doing. She cut him off mid-sentence. She'd already filed a police report for fraud and identity theft, called Stephanie to cancel the wedding at her house, and had her lawyer on speakerphone listening to every single word he said. He moved out in 2 weeks.